going through the decades, starting in the 50s, where our family had their first free caravan park. Charlie Gregory, who owned the caravan park, we had a collection of ages, a small collection of ages. He decided to have a little get together with some friends in also of ages, and it went from there. It was such a success that started to rally the following year. Right, this engine is very close to my heart. It's a Fowler single-cylinder road roller built by our Digger and Son from Britannia. It's has several other seats sold by the British family, it's now owned by the Thomas family. When it was in the ownership of the British family, who owned Jingles, my father's engine was off the road for a couple of years, so I had 6 seasons on this roller as a 12-year-old and 13-year-old, and the driver was an old chap that drove it for a living. So I was in a lucky position that I was one of the very few people that learned from a professional steam-roller driver. So I've got great memories of this engine. It's just had a new set of tubes fitted and a full repaint, and it's looking absolutely wonderful. Congratulations to the Thomas family for the incredible job. The next engine is a Foden steam wagon. Now this is number 1 in the programme. This was a founder engine. This was built and owned by Devon County Council. It was bought by Derek Hoskin, who was a founder member, and he was our rally field director for many years. It's now owned by our chairman, Steve Nichols. He supports us. He supports the chairman, and we're pleased to see it here. Next engine is Wallace and Stevens single-cylinder roller called Warwick. Yes, this is owned by the Jack in the 50s. So I think we're the only society in the country that owns their own fire engine. The next engine coming in is an engine and quarter single-cylinder side-valve roller called Johnny Gray. This one is owned by Piers Zimmer. Now there are only 2 cylinders now the rest are being cut up for scrap. This engine is called Hero, and it's owned by the Daniels family. Now the Daniels family are probably one of the most significant steam families in Cornwall. Robin and Charlie bought this engine when they were teenagers from another well-known steam man, George Hawkins. They've had this engine ever since, and they've rode it for many, many rounds over many years. Robin's on his series ages now. Robin has been one of them. He's supported us since the inception, really, or since the 60s. One of my favourite engines around the place. The next one is a Fowler Tiger tractor called Firefly. It's owned by David Boylan and his family. This has been in their family for many, many years. It's owned by David's grandfather, George Hawkins, and it was in showroom sport for many years. David has done a complete restoration on the engine and decided to keep the showroom fitting off. So this was how it originally been as a steam tractor. These are used for light haulage. They are very, very fast engine on the road. Really a one-man engine. next engine is a Boral double crank compound traction engine, agricultural traction engine. This is owned by a local chap, Kevin Bragg. He has several engines over the years, and this is his latest acquisition. He has also a beautiful 8-ton alien steamroller, which isn't here today, but come and supported us with this engine this year. Beautiful engine. The next engine, I think, is a Wallis. Unfortunately, I don't have any information because there's no number on it. The engine following this is the Marshall Agriculture Brigade in Cornwall for many years. And I remember as a child it used to be in a garage in Fratton, and I used to always look out for it when my parents drove me past, so I've got memories of that as well. Lovely engine. It's great to see it back in Cornwall. The next engine is a McLaren road loco. Now this originally was a steam roller. This was repatriated from South Africa or New Zealand, I think. But it came over here originally as a steam roller and was converted I think it was built originally to do both, so it's the right thing to do. Yeah, I want to just say that the Wallace receivers that I didn't get a chance to, I didn't know which one it was in the programme. Owned by the Wingfield family. Gold medal tractors were called gold medals. There was a competition for the makers of steam tractors, and they did a test on it for fuel consumption, speed, and things like that. And the Boral won the gold medal. So that particular model of engine was then called the Boral gold medal. I think we have three of them here this week. The rollers. Adrian's made quality of them. I think not many that in existence. This is a shame roller, so the shaft, I think, I'm not too wrong, I think the shaft runs opposite to the wheel, so it's not like a normal drive engine. Beautiful engine in immaculate condition. Just finished, had a complete rebuild, so basically it's like a new engine. It's owned by James Rock from Cornwall. The next one is a Cornish engine. It's a Clayton Shuttleworth, and it's a Clayton Shuttleworth road locomotive. It was originally built as a traction engine, and it was spent a little bit of time as a showman's road locomotive. It's now been reverted back to road loco form, and it's owned by Phil Simmons' family of France. The next one is another Boral gold medal tractor. Now this one's called End to End. The reason for that is it took part in a Land's End to John O'Groats front. So that engine is driven onto its own steam from Land's End to John O'Groats, or vice versa. I'm not sure which way they. The next one is a Boral single crank compound called Morning Glory. It's a road loco, and they were faster. So Boral was very, very powerful engine. A very fine example. Next we have another gold medal tractor. have them supporters. They've supported over many years at different times. They've got 2 engines here, 3 engines here, sorry. This is one of the big gold medal tractors. Beautiful condition. I think that one's owned by James Williams' family. I might be wrong. If I'm wrong, he'll probably hit me over the head with a shovel. Next we have a Wallace Stevens Advance. Now these are different to your normal steamrollers. As you'll notice, they don't have a flywheel, or not a large flywheel like the traditional. These were built basically to roll tarmac, so they were quick reverse, so it's like an instant reverse, so they didn't put divots in the tarmac. This one was supplied to Ardina and Son. It's called Amy. At one time it's called the Favourite. Now I don't know if that was one of the drivers that called it the Favourite or not. It's now owned by a long-term member and former commission member, Mort Betty. He's been a supporter of the rally for many, many years, and we're delighted to have him back. He's not been on the road for a couple of years, I don't think, but we're delighted to have him back. Mort has owned this engine for nearly 40 years now, so it's one of the longest terms of ownership that we have here. We have several engine owners that have owned their engines for longer than anyone else, longer than the owners that have them running for a living, so I'll put them out as they come through. The next one is an Avon Porter Sherwood type. This one has been on the Cornish Rally circuit on and off for many years. It's now owned by Mike James, Sticker. I think it's Sticker. He's done an amazing job with the paintwork on this, and he's done quite a lot of mechanical work to cover it. He only purchased it a few months ago, or not long, not much more than that. The next one is a Fowler Agricultural called Enterprise. And it's owned by Kevin and George Patch. Next engine is a Morrow Agricultural called the Pride of Devon. This engine will be seen a lot of the time in the working section on the straw bench. This is what they would have been for in their working day, on the straw bench, on the threshing machine, working with the cutting the, sawing the timbers and slashing the cord. Beautiful engine. The next is a very unusual roller, rare roller. It's a Ruston and Proctor. Owned by Robert Lanier. It's called the Pride of Barrow. Next we have the second of our ploughing engines. I think we have 3 ploughing engines here this year. This is the Fowler CD1. Fowler's made most of the ploughing engines. Now ploughing engines will go to the big drum, wire drum underneath. The idea was that you have one ploughing engine at one end of the field, one at the other end of the field, and an empty balance plough, and then one engine would put it from one end to the other, and then they would pick the plough up and then put it back, so they could plough 2 sets of mowers at one time. The engine would then move on a couple of feet or the width of the plough and start the process again. You won't see any of them. But you wouldn't see it in them working normal years ago because the fields weren't big enough. This was designed for the East Anglia and the Bristol and Lowland fields. This one is owned by the Smith family. I think it's the first time our event for them, and we're delighted to have them with us. The next one is another Fowler BD1 power engine. This is owned by the Gunn family. The Gunn family are another significant big family in the area. They don't live in Cornwall, but they've got a business in the street. We're delighted to see them. Both miniature and full size. The first engine coming up here now is a 6-inch to the foot scale model of a Foden steam wagon. This is in colour. WJP were the hauling company discovered. They had a large fleet of Foden wagons, and this is the painted in colour. This one is owned by Darren and James here in Redring. These boats are very, very fast on the road, and being a half size is much easier to transport and get on to go to the valley, and they're very, very good on the road as well. One of the things is when the others come up to me, I shall get the driver of each engine to have a chat. And tell you about the engine, where it's built and where they come from. So we've got a wide selection of miniatures this year, ranging from 8 inches to the foot to the little 3-inch models. We're going to change the plan a little bit because there's a big queue outside, and I'm not going to have time to talk to the engineer individually, so I'll give a brief description to the best of my ability. I'm not a miniature person, I'm a full-size engine, so although I know them, I don't know a great deal, so please bear with me on that. This is a Fowler single cylinder 4-inch to the foot scale. And era and build. It took continuing to build and finish in 2021. Owned by Robert Weeks. We have a Fowler single cylinder traction engine 4-inch to the foot again, showing a beautiful water cart with all the equipment on it. This one is a 4-inch single cone compound. Single traction wheel kit, this one. And it's owned by Alan Hoffman. We have one here that's for sale, so anyone that fancies getting into the steam world, this is the chap that thinks about your engine. It's the Foster 4-inch traction engine, built over 3 years, since 2015. We have another 4-inch Foster coming along. That was built over a 4-year period. It's owned by Tony Gazelle. Another 4-inch Foster. That's in beautiful condition. That's stunning. Fosters were a very popular engine for miniature builders. You'll see quite a lot of Fosters here today. We have a 4-inch to the foot scale model of a Boral Scenic Low motor. It's called Frederick. So that's 4 inches of foot. So there is a full-size scale traction wagon. Now we have a 4.5 inch to the foot scale of a Foden type steam wagon. This one is called Albert. This one's on actual pneumatic tyres. So the later the full-size Foden, put them on pneumatic tyres, much easier for road work. And this one between is a young man here with a Mammon. He's multi-tasking. He's got two. Now, I don't know when the release team, I think they might have had some boiler work done, so I don't know. Yeah, thank you very much for looking in those. That's how you start, that's how I start. Next we have a bowl, 4 inches of foot traction engine, called Sticker. This engine is seen on the riding field, for many, many years, and it's recently had a full overhaul. The next one is a 4 inches of foot crane engine, bowl road over a crane engine, built. It's based on a crane engine supplied to South Africa. It's now owned by Jeff and Veronica Matthews from Wales. We're delighted to have them back. They've supported us both in full-size Everton and now the Minister. Next we have John Wills with his 4-inch barrel road locomotive William. If you look at the paintwork on this, it's absolutely immaculate as it's running here. It's very, very quiet. Beautiful. Thank you, John. The next one is John Farmer, 4 wheels. I think it's still over 5 years ago. Now this engine, if you look at this, it's absolutely immaculate. The paint, I would recommend you going to the miniature section and looking at these engines. They are absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Paul. Next we have, we have a Garrett, yes. Unusual to have a Garrett miniature. There's not many of them around. The 4 inch foot scale Garrett agricultural traction engine. Yeah, we have a Boral 4 inches of foot road locomotive pulling a traction wagon and a water cart. Built in 2021 and it's owned by Concrete. That's a 3, this one's a 3 inches of foot scale, so you can see it's a lot smaller. I think that's a 3 Foster, that one. Yes, we have that. 4-inch scale bowl road locomotive, is it? 4.5-inch total neck. This is probably the furthest travelled engine here, every way down from Scotland by a lovely Cornish lady, Nicole. Thank you very much for bringing it. She's been involved with the West Indies for many, many years, and her partner is with her as well. Thank you very much for your Next one is a freelance engine, so this isn't actually designed based on a sister engine. This is just the skills of the builder decided to build a traction engine, and that was the result. The one behind is a 3-inch Marshall. Now this chap has supported this run for many, many years, comes every year, and we're very grateful to him for coming. Next we have a 4-inch Foster called Cohen, maybe. Followed by the 4-inch bowl. That's a Steam Traction World model. Steam Traction World are a company that supplies kits to make a steam engine, so you get a kit every month and you put the engine together yourself, which is a nice way of getting into the hobby. Another 4-inch bowl, built in 2009. We have Papa, number 14, this is being driven by Jago. Jago was our recipient of the Apprentice of the Year last year, so he did very well and he's obviously keeping going with his hobby. It's lovely to see the youngsters driving their engines. The next one is called the Cycleman, and the other side of this one was an expedition man who's been the road for many years. Next we have Ian Wilson driving That's another full traction wheel barrel. Like you see the Cornish flag on the bit behind. Foster. This is called Flowers. Just to indicate a line. The line was done by Amy Goodwin, who's a local sign writer in Cornwall. She does a lot of engines like Cornwall and further afield. Next is a very different, rare, it was a 6-inch Savage. Savage were, they didn't build that many engines, and they're quite different to some of the traditional engines. Very nice model, and I think it's the only one there. Now we have a different scale, it's 8 inches to the foot, and it's based on a foil strong metal structure. This is being rebuilt again after its first built by the owner, and it is called next one is that's a 4.5 inch, exactly the same as this, so you know what you're doing on the engine. The boat just going out. Now we've got a Fowler Sherman's engine coming in. It's called Queen Mary, and it's owned by the Barwell family. We're delighted to have the Barwells come and support us this year. They're a very prominent steam family, and we're delighted to see them. Outside the beer tent, they'll be lined up, which is exciting to see when the lights are going. So if you're around thinking, worthwhile coming up to there and focusing in the atmosphere. You know what I mean about the smoking coal? We could have avoided that, we certainly would have done. The next one coming in is a rare engine. It's an Aveling and Porter road locomotive. Aveling did build quite a few road locomotives, but I don't think there's many of them. I think this might be the only one left in England. This is called Clyde. It's owned by John Lambert. Happens to be my favourite engine. Another engine in War Department colours. Looks very inspired. This is a Cornish engine. I think it was owned by Carlisle at some day. They had a large amount of engines over the years. This is one of them. Beautiful engine. Next is a Fowler agricultural engine. Farmer's Friend. Now I think this engine was quite famous at one point. It was in lots of magazines, and I think they did a scale drawing of it, which is explaining in parts of the steam engine. It's in immaculate condition. It's been restored again by Jack Westlake, who owns one of the ploughing engines here. No, actually he doesn't own one of the ploughing engines. He has a ploughing engine, but he hasn't been this year. Next is a Barwell single crane compound traction engine called Susie. This was previously owned by Charlie Daniels, who, as I said, we lost a couple of years ago. It's now owned by Alistair Trevarson. Alistair is, he shifts a lot of engines, but he's a low-loader operator and driver. Alistair's working tirelessly to get something. We appreciate all your help with moving in. The next one is a Foley, I think it's a C-type, I might be wrong, owned by Chris Benson, another one of Chris's engines, and it's a massive. This is actually the only surviving articulated Foley wagon, and Chris has the Arctic trailer that goes with it. Hopefully we'll see that one out at some point with the whole unit, but it's a beautiful outfit, and lovely. We have another gold medal tractor. Quite unusual having a full canopy on a gold medal, but it looks stunning. It's an absolutely beautiful engine. If you listen to that going along, it's like a sewing machine. It's absolutely beautiful. And this is owned by Dave Ampel, Shillingstone in Dorset. Dave, this is engine we rallied a huge about. It was one of the stars at the early Dorset rallies. I remember Dave would go on to the heavy haulage and be part of the lineup about pulling big loads with this little engine. Quite a powerful engine, and we're delighted to have Dave and his family down here with us this weekend. I think, and we have Broughton going around again. I don't know if you heard the instructions, the whistle on it. I think it's a big South African pipe chimer. I wonder if you hear there. Wonderful whistle that is. Give us another one, please. I know you can hear that. Now that's stripped off like the American Railways, isn't that beautiful? Gareth's father and mother bought this many years ago, and it now belongs to Gareth, and they drive it. Lovely to see Gareth. Next we have a lovely time rebuilding it, and echoes. Really well known and respected motivator. He bought this engine, I think, last year. It's a lovely engine. It's got a very unusual scarifier that was used to dig up the road before they laid the stuff down. Next we have a Boral Scenic showman ticket. Now, Boral Scenics were very large engines, and you'll notice they've got two dynamos on them. Now they were built to power the big scenic rides, big massive like bear down rides, and the second dynamo was to get it's called an exciter dynamo. That was get the ride going, and then it would shut off once the ride got some momentum. This engine was Anderson and Rowland, which was a local West Country showroom, and they cover the length of the West Country from Bristol down to Penzance. So this engine has spent many hours in Cornwall over the years. It's owned by the Coles family, Robert Coles and family, and we are absolutely delighted to see him down here again with us this year. They've supported us over the years. I know Robert likes to do the road run that we have on the Thursday, so we're delighted to have him here, so thank you very much for coming. I think it's marvellously meeting up with the fair down later on. Next we have Marshall S-type roller. The S-type roller was quite a late and they're lovely to drive. This one is an ex-singles roller, and it's known as a very enthusiastic instrument. Next one is Adrian Porter single-cylinder roller owned by Steve Corbett, called Major. Steve is a committee member and he is in charge of the working section. He's done an amazing job with the working section. We've got straw mixers over there, all sorts of stuff. We've got cranes working. Currently they won't come into the ring because obviously they're tied up to the belt. And it takes a bit of time to set these things up. But yeah, thank you Steve for sorting all that out for us. It's much appreciated. Valued member of the committee. Your face is Stone Crimson in Cornwall. This one is owned by one of our committee members, Josh Sando, along with his brother. It's called Lady Gwen. Next one is a 6-inch scale to the McLaren Road Loco, owned by Nigel Cameron and family. Nigel drives this engine, I think, nearly everywhere he goes. Yeah, George, here. This amazing assortment of engines that we have here is due to the fact we have an amazing steam secretary, John Eastwood. He's worked tirelessly to get these engines here for you this weekend. I think he's done an amazing job. The next engine is an Adrian Porter piston valve roller. This is called Hercules, and it's owned by Alan Paxton Cable. This engine was featured in an episode of the series Scrappy Challenge. I wish to add to that, because I had a 4-inch to the foot scale model of a T-roller, and I had the machine license to drive that. But I can drive the next one coming in, which is a Magic Remedy Zonal engine on a car license. So, yeah. The next one is one of our founder engines, Gladiator. Built for Anderson Rollers, it worked for Anderson Rollers and White Legs, two very successful showman families. This is now owned by David Goodwin of St Columns. David has owned this engine longer than anybody else, but longer than Anderson Rollers or White Legs. After it was sold into preservation, it was sold to the Gladiator Club, a group of people that wanted to keep it going, so they and the fairground organ that went with it, and they toured around Cornwall raising money for charity. And David was talking from them. So David has owned this on thing. I think they showed me 8 years, 6 years, 7 years. Yes, it's under a decade, but yeah. It's a beautiful engine, it's been seen a lot on our rally fields. That's a big support of our rally. I'm not sure if that's relevant, but it's a lovely engine. Like I say, the tractor is the size of the tractor. Next one is another thing in Shuttleworth. This one's owned by Chris Ricketts. Chris Gaffer. Chris has supported us over many years. He's been down, I think it's the first time he's been down for a little while, but yeah, he's a big supporter of us, and we're delighted to have him down. Next one is, I think it's a boat locomotive. It's from the Bowden traction road locomotive. It's got Stanley McNabb. It's owned by Mike Griffith and it's under the custodianship of Dave Wallace. Dave is a boiler inspector, so most of the engines you see here, especially the local ones, are being inspected by Dave. So he gives us the seal of approval. The next one coming in is a Marshall agricultural engine called the Whale. It's called the Whale, one of the original owners in preservation, a chap called Jack Cranston, who was one of our founder members. Now, he has it actually as a whale of a great thing. So that's how it got its name. Now, it's owned by the Sewell family. John Sewell is one of the residents from the early valley. John that night at the first time. So we had a sale of Western over there and also this is one of the sale. Next one is an early style showman's engine called Challenger. This is most of the showman's engines are 3-speed. This is only a 2-speed. But it's a very, very fine, very powerful engine. You'll notice the back wheels are very big. 7-foot back wheels I think it's got. This is owned by the late Fitwood. It was one of our biggest supporters and he's been at sea many years. It's great. Next one is a Ball single plane compound road locomotive. This is another one owned by the Daniels family. This is very, very fast engine on the road. It was exceedingly high gears, so it's a beautiful engine. It's driven by Josh Jabell, one of Robin's helpers. Next one is a Fowler roller. Fowler, I think it's a single, owned by Graham Fowler from Dorset. We have quite a big contingent of Dorset owners come to support us this year, which is lovely.
I missed that, so I heard something about
The next one coming in is a modern vehicle really, city vehicle, the Sentinel. Sentinels were one of the major manufacturers of steam lorries. Now this is an S4 which is a very modern vehicle really, and they've got a really good turn of speed. I think the S4s are capable of doing up to 50 miles an hour. He's only a low gear at the moment. Kind of the yellow, and that is the original colour that it would have had when it was working. So. Next we have a Ball single crank compound traction engine called Cornishman. Now this is one of the original members of the society. The next one is an IOU engine. It's every engine you see today so far has been built in the United Kingdom. This one was built in Italy. It's the main breeder, and they base their engines on the engine of water type engine that is the compound. It's a very large engine, it was spending the whole working life. Next we have another Van roller. This is by the Berkeley family. The next one coming in is another unusual engine. It's a rotary tandem roller called Bullet. This is owned by the Rotary Trust in Tavistock. They have a collection of in Tavistock, a collection of different rotary engines. This one is a single scoop, so it's designed to travel much on the road. There's not many of them around. It's a very interesting engine. Worth a look at that. Following on behind that is another fitted style logo version. Don't have the information to hand. But it's lovely to see it. It's a fine looking roller. The next one coming in is an England Border single-cylinder roller, five-down roller from Stewie. They've got two horses, so the local family, as I said before, are one of put together just make as many of those as they were the go-to for rollers. The next little roller, don't think there are many of those left, that might be the only one. Done by Nicholson Sons, and I think it's the first time at our rally. They just picked my program, so I don't. The lovely Indians. He's got a seat on there. I think they've already got children, so to let the children ride on the back. The next one is another Barrel single crank compound traction engine. I'm probably just gone with my program, so not happy. The next one is a single crank compound road locomotive. So traction engine, but not an agricultural, but a road locomotive. I think we have a lady cover, a miniature, there's a 6-inch crane engine, road locomotive crane engine. I'm not sure who's it is, but yeah, just a lady cover, but that's fine. The next one to come in is a Garrett 4CD C tractor. Now these are lovely little tractors, they're very well proportioned. and they are one-man engine really. They were used, like the gold medal, for light haulage duties, and the good used for thrashing and on the saw bench, that sort of thing, but mainly light haulage. And a few of them were used in showland with the showmen used to have them for pulling the light rides and sometimes powering the lights for the showman's locomotive. I think it's probably the only showman, the boat showman in existence now. Beautiful engine. This was owned at one point by Bob Dyke, Dr. Dyke. He was a big steam man in Cornwall. He owned this back in the late 50s, early 60s. I think there's a huge video of Mr. Dyke taking his wife shopping on it. It's owned by Mike Wilkinson and it's shown by Eddie Atkinson. The next one to come in pulling the trailer is Chris Smith on his McLaren light haulage tractor. You notice the trailer rides going around. If you wanted to ride around the site, we've got the trailer rides going around. I think it's a donation to our chosen charity this year, which is Man Down. Man Down, a local charity which helps mental health, help people with mental health issues for young men. Historically, men don't talk about their mental health problems, and Man Down is an amazing charity and just putting it out. Sitting on the sideboard. This is now still owned by the Cooper family. Roger, Jack, Fred's two sons. We're delighted to have them down to support us this year. It's a big goal of ours to try and get these guys down. Fred came down to our rally many years ago and opened it. I think he came down twice. So we're delighted to have Roger and Jack to come down and see us. The next one coming in is a Marshall S-type traction engine. I don't have any information on this one apart from the make and the model of the engine. The next one is a Bow double crank compound traction engine. That is part of the Greymoor Countryside Museum. Another out-of-county engine, and we're delighted to have it down with us. Next one coming in is an 18-quarter piston type roller. This is owned by the Curve family from Slate. Another engine that's supported us over many years. The worker's number is 4040, owned by the Veneer family. Another RD on Sun Roller. The next one coming in is a McLaren tractor, light haulage tractor, and it's owned by the Woodward family. It's called Chatham. It works, it's working like it's Chatham Docks. Lovely, they're very hippie little thing. There's another one, Crackers, that's very similar. A wide selection of engines, both miniature and full size. The first engine coming up here now is a 6-inch to the foot scale model of a Pony steam wagon. This is in colour. WJP were a haulage company, 7 British Vineyard. They had a large fleet of Pony wagons, and this is the in current. This one is owned by Darren and Jane Pierce of Bedring. These boats are very, very fast on the road, and being a fast side is much easier to transport and get on to go to the valley, but they're very, very good on the road as well. One of the things is when the others come up to me, I get the driver of each engine to have a chat and tell you about the engine, where it's built and where they come from. So we've got a wide selection of finishes this year, ranging from 8 inches foot to the little 3-inch models. We're going to change the plan a little bit because there's a big queue outside and I'm not going to have time to talk to the individually, so I'll give it a brief description to the best of my ability. I'm not a ministry person, I'm a full side engine service, although I know of it, I don't know a great deal, so please bear with me on that. This is a Farrell single cylinder 4-inch to the foot scale. And here and still. It's a good clean to build and finish in 2021. Owned by Robert Weeks. We have a Farrell single cylinder traction engine 4-inch to the foot again, showing a beautiful water cart with all the equipment on it. This one is a 4-inch single cone compound. Traction wheel kit, this one. And it's owned by Alan Hoffman. We have one here that's for sale, so anyone that fancies getting into the steam world, this is the chap that thinks of your engine. It's the Foster 4-inch traction engine, built over 3 years, since 2015. Yeah, we have another 4-inch Foster coming along. That was built over a 4-year period. It's owned by Tony Gazelle. Another 4-inch Foster. That's in beautiful condition. That's stunning. Fosters were a very popular engine for miniature builders. You'll see quite a lot of Fosters here today. We have a 4-inch to the foot scale model of a Farrell Scenic Low motor. It's called Frederick. So that's 4 inches of foot. So yeah, there is a full size scale traction wagon. Now we have a 4.5 inch to the foot scale of a closed C-type steam wagon. This one is called Albert. This one's on actual pneumatic tyres, so the later the full size boats, put them on pneumatic tyres, much easier for road work. this one between is a young man here with a mammon. He's multi-tasked. He's got two. Now, I don't know when the roof team, I think they might have had some boiler work done, so I don't know. Yeah, thank you very much for looking in those. That's how you start, that's how I start. Next we have a bowl, 4 inches of foot traction engine, called Sticker. This engine is seen on the rise and field, for many engineers and the tools that have a full overhaul. The next one is a 4 inches of foot crane engine, bowl, road over crane engine, built. It's based on a crane engine supplied to South Africa. It's now owned by Jeff and Veronica Matthews from Wales. We're delighted to have them back. They've supported us both in full-size Everton and now the Minister. Next we have John Wills with his 4-inch barrel road locomotive William. If you look at the paintwork on this, it's absolutely immaculate as it's running here. It's very, very quiet. It's great. Thank you, John. The next one is John Fowler, Paul Wills. This was built over 5 years ago. Now, this engine, if you look at this, it's absolutely immaculate. The paint, I would recommend you go to the miniature section and looking at these engines. They are absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Paul. Next we have, we have a Garrett, yes. Unusual to have a Garrett miniature. There's not many of them around. It's a 4-inch foot scale Garrett agricultural tractor. Yeah, we have a borrow 4 inches of foot road locomotive for putting a traction wagon and a water cart. Built in 2021 and it's owned by Tom Bree. That's a 3, this one's a 3 inches of foot scale, so you can see it's a lot smaller. I think that's a 3-inch foster, that one. Yes, we have that's 4-inch scale bowl road locomotive, is it? 4.5-inch over neck. This is probably the furthest travelled engine here, every way down from Scotland by a lovely Cornish lady, Nicole. Thank you very much for bringing it. She's been involved with the Western England for many, many years, and her partner is with her as well. Thank you very much for your Next one is a freelance engine, so this isn't actually designed based on a particular engine. This is just the skills of the builder decided to build a tractor engine as a result. The one behind is a 3-inch Marshall. Now this chap has supported this rally for many, many years, comes every year, and we're very grateful to him for coming. Next we have a 4-inch Foster called Cohen, maybe. Followed by the 4-inch bowl. That's a Steam Traction World model. Steam Traction World are a company that supplies kits to make a steam engine, so you get a kit every month and you put the engine together yourself, which is a nice way of getting into the hobby. Another 4-inch bowl, built in 2009. We have Papa, number 14, this is driven by Jago. Jago was our recipient of the Apprentice of the Year last year, so he did very well and he's obviously keeping with his hobby. It's lovely to see the youngsters driving their engines. The next one is called the Cycle Route, and the overall design of this one was Like you see the Cornish flag on the bit behind. Foster. This is called Flowers. Just when you painted a line, the line was done by Amy Goodwin, who's a local signwriter in Cornwall. She does a lot of engines, like Cornwall and further afield. Next is a very different, rare, it was a 6-inch Savage. Savage were, they didn't build that many engines, and they're quite different to some of the traditional engines. Very nice model, and I think it's the only one there is. Now we have a different scale, it's 8 inches to the foot, and it's based on a 12 metal traction. This is being rebuilt again after its first built by the owner, and it is called next one is that's a 4.5 inch